What's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's video, reacting to Top 10 Rock Bassists by Watch Mojo. So what's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be reacting to Top 10 Rock Bassists by Watch Mojo. As always, if you haven't already, go over to Watch Mojo and give Watch Mojo a sub. And in the description of my video here, I included the link to the original video. Click on that and give the original video a like. And on my video, this video, leave a comment on what you'd like to react to next. Now, for some of you that have been watching the channel for a while, you notice that maybe a month or so ago-ish, depending on when this comes out, I already ended up reacting to Watch Mojo's, I think it was top 10 guitar solos of all time. And as per usual, with a non-guitar or bass guitar-like channel, it ended up being a little bit skewed, and for those of you that know, I am a bass player and a guitar player, so a little something for the bass players. We suffered through Watch Mojo's best guitar solos of all time, so if you will, let us suffer through Watch Mojo's top 10 rock bassists. Let's do it.
They know how to slap at the bass.
Everybody's first slap bass line.
And today we're counting down our picks for the top 10
if you're my
bassists.
age.
For this list, we're focusing more on classic rock and heavy metal band bassists who were innovative, great songwriters, or standout bassists with a commercially successful track record. We're focusing less on top session players or technical masters. Number 10, John Myung, Dream Theater. As one of the progressive metal group's founders and longest-serving members, John Myung helped shape Dream Theater's sound since day one.
And also, well, it's this way. Reacting to green screen stuff, and like, the Weatherman did back in the day, it's not as easy as you'd think. You gotta. And one of the only truly respected six-string bass players out there. He plays six-string bass pretty much exclusively. And most bass players that play six-string bass get ripped on mercilessly. But John Myung gets a pass. I think any six-string bass player should get a pass, like it doesn't matter if you've got 4 or 5 or 6 or more, whatever. It's all in how you play and how comfortable you feel on what you're playing. But yeah, John Manning, total badass. And a respected six-string bassist.
The bassist's highly technical style includes the use of finger picking, slapping, popping, and tapping.
That's a Chapman stick there.
He's also distinguished himself
there.
by playing a
Chapman
six-string bass, which produces such complex and harmonious grooves. They're often the core of the band's songs. Number 9, John Deacon, Queen.
Yep. Come on. Like that, just like I always say about guitar solos, a memorable, awesome guitar solo is not the greatest, flash of technique and speed of notes. It's the guitar solos that you could sing and remember. Now, as far as bass lines go, and especially bass line intros, and to your average music listener that's not a musician, most of the time, if you play a bass line to a certain song, they wouldn't recognize that. But you play that on a bass, people already right away, boo, boo, boo. They know what it is right away. That is a definitive bass riff. He's got, that plus, Under Pressure, which ended up becoming sampled by Vanilla Ice. He's got quite a few, John Deacon. Great player. Came up with some signature bass lines that will be remembered forever. Nice old Stingray, too.
Though he later played other instruments, it was his incredible bass playing that nabbed him a job with Queen when he was just 19. In addition to writing several Queen hits, John Deacon provided the unmistakable bass line for their biggest American smash. Another One Bites the Dust. Known for using the instrument to play lead and rhythm, Deacon's proficiency was expressed through his bass runs and swift transition work. Number 8, Flea, the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, I am hugely influenced by Flea. Hugely influenced. As well as anybody that's roughly around my age. The Chili Peppers were just becoming a thing, and they weren't quite there yet when I first started playing. I think I remember, seeing it on, I'm from Canada, Canada's version of MTV, which was Much Music at the time. And it was something off of, it was Fight Like a Brave, the video for Fight Like a Brave off of Uplift Mofo Party Plan. And they didn't really hit, but first they started becoming big around Mother's Milk, with Higher Ground and Under the Bridge and all that. No, wait. Mother's Milk did not have Under the Bridge. It was Blood Sugar Sex Magic that had it. But anyways, those albums were pretty big. And I remember just starting to play at that time and hearing, this guy that was like half rock music, half punk and funk and slapping a bass. Like, what the hell is this? This is freaking awesome. A lot of great signature bass lines. Again, a lot like John Deacon with Bites the Dust. A lot of bass lines that just by playing the bass line, a bass player sitting there just playing the bass line, you know what the song is. You can't say that for a lot of rock music because a lot of rock bass is just kind of holding up that low end and holding the groove while the guitar player gets to do all the fun stuff. But yeah, the Chili's is definitely a band that, should have Flea in there for, one of the top rock bassists, no doubt. If they don't have Geddy Lee in here and a few other people that I think, and they don't have Geddy Lee and Geezer Butler in here, this is just all wrong.
As co-founder, there's no question that Flea has been instrumental to the Red Hot Chili Peppers' success. Though he mixes up different musical genres, Flea's trademark is his slap bass style, which is the foundation of the funky flavors in the Chili Peppers sound.
There's a river born to be a giver. Keep you warm, won't let you shiver. His heart is never gonna wither. Come on, everybody, time to deliver.
He also experimented with popping techniques, aggressive punk rock playing, and melodic simplicity.
I don't ever wanna feel like I did.
Very melodic player, yeah.
Take me to the place I love. Take me all the way.
Number 7, Les Claypool, Primus.
Less is more, everyone. Less is more.
Since he does double duty as Primus's vocalist and bassist, it's obvious that Les Claypool is multi-talented. Influenced by Rush's Geddy Lee, Claypool became a master of slap bass and helped bring the original and funk-fueled sounds of Primus to the masses.
Claypool is definitely out there. He's like what happens when Larry Graham meets Frank Zappa, basically, you know. Larry Graham, Frank Zappa, psh, Les Claypool. Yeah. I'd say, you know, for a rock band, yeah, he definitely deserves to be on here. Like I say, there's two others that have to be on here. We already know that the Ox is going to be on here, and Wessel's going to be on there. They already showed a flash. But there's got to be Geddy Lee, and there's got to be Geezer Butler as well, too. Oh, Steve Harris as well, too. Cliff Burton, yeah. Yeah, there's got to be those. There's got to be.
His bass playing style is notable for incorporating several effects, distortion, tapping, and Spanish-inspired strumming.
Just being freaking wacky, man.
Number 6, Cliff Burton, Metallica. Though he only lived to contribute to 3 Metallica albums, Cliff Burton still left us a memorable discography filled with his bass-playing goodness. By using it more like a lead guitar than a backup rhythm instrument, the musician helped the band become one of thrash metal's big 4. Their heavy early sound and technical skills certainly wouldn't be the same without him. Just check out Burton's work on the instrumental Orion for proof. Number 5, Steve Harris, Iron Maiden.
There we go.
While he founded Iron Maiden and is the band's primary songwriter, Steve Harris has made a name for himself for his ability to play the bass. Thanks to his galloping bass lines, finger-picking techniques, and unique tone, Harris has made the bass as inextricable to the band's sound as the guitar. Notable tracks include Running Free,
I'm running free,
Wrathchild, and The Trooper.
It's all about a P bass and flat wounds for that sound. Oh, and myself, like everybody else, thought that his picking hand, he was doing 3 fingers, like Billy Sheehan. No, it just looks like it. It's 2 fingers. He's never picked with 3. Just the way his hand moves, it looks like it's 3 fingers. No, 2 fingers. 2 fingers picking. But yes, always a P bass with flat rounds for his signature sound. And you can tell he's got his action nice and low because you really hear that clang of that of those frets and that little bit of fret buzz. Plus, he just beats. He digs right through the strings too. He gets really percussive kind of digging in. Yeah, he's got a very aggressive right hand picking style. But again, it's 2 fingers picking, not 3 like we all thought. It wasn't just me. Most people thought that it was 3 fingers. Nope, just 2.
Number 4, John Paul Jones, Led Zeppelin. He may be a multi-instrumentalist, but John Paul Jones will always be remembered most for his groundbreaking bass. Just check out his dynamic and melodic playing on Ramble On.
This is one of my favorite John Paul Jones bass lines.
And how his memorable bass essentially drives Dazed and Confused. While he also came up with Black Dog's main riff. It's Jones' chemistry with drummer John Bonham as Led Zeppelin's rhythm section that truly made music history.
Talk about your awesome rhythm sections. Come on. John Paul Jones and Bonzo, super, super tight. Yeah, you know, John Paul Jones was a fantastic bass player. Like, you know, Ramble On is actually one of my favorite John Paul Jones bass lines of all time. It's like the ultimate bass line. During those verses, he's carrying the melody like no tomorrow. And then once, you know, those choruses kick in, he's just right solid, right there where you need to be, all over Bonham's kick. Oh, yeah, that is a perfect blueprint for a perfect bass line right there with Ramble On, no doubt.
Number 3, Paul McCartney, The Beatles. Known as one of the Fab Four, there's simply no arguing Paul McCartney's success and musical talents.
And for those of you that don't know, Paul McCartney ended up playing bass for the same reason most people ended up playing bass. Because the bass player left and nobody else wanted to. Paul wanted to play guitar. A lot of people don't know this, but there used to be a fifth Beatle. I'm not talking about Pete Best, the original drummer, who ended up getting fired and replaced by Ringo, basically because he overplayed. But John Lennon had a best childhood friend, Stuart Sutcliffe, who was the original bass player. They were a 5-piece. Stu was the bass player. He wasn't really that into it. He was more of an artist. He didn't really want to even play in a rock band. He thought like, oh yeah, we're going to go do some tours. We're going to play in Germany for a while. I can meet some girls and stuff and party and have a good time. He really wasn't that into it. And I guess he ended up dying very young as well too, after he left the Beatles, of a brain tumor. But Paul McCartney, like a lot of bass players, did not want to play bass. It got, here, we need a bass player. You're it. You know, that's how a lot of bass players are made. And ended up being one of the best bass players in history just because how innovative his parts were. He was already quite musical. He was a singer-songwriter that already played guitar and piano. He understood the structure of melody. That's why he gave the bass lines more than just your typical root note doubling, you know, guitar part, or doubling with the left hand of the piano would be. He came up with really good melodic parts. Like, you know, Come Together and all that sort of stuff. You know, it's pretty much revolved around the bass line. Again, that's another one of those, you play that bass line on bass guitar by itself, everybody instantly recognizes it.
Macca didn't only impact rock and roll with his vocals and songwriting partnership with the late John Lennon, but also with his creative and melodic bass playing.
Yep, Come Together.
The versatile musician was especially notable for his ability to expertly connect chords together to make iconic and elegant bass lines. Number 2, John Entwistle, The Who.
Yes, absolutely. But I'm starting to get pretty nervous. If Geddy's not number 1, Geddy's not on this list. And this will almost upset me as much as, you know, the top 10 guitar solos of all time. There wasn't a single Eddie Van Halen in that one. So if they leave Geddy out of this, it wouldn't surprise me. But there needs to be some Geddy. Give us the Geddy. Give us the Geddy. Geddy. Yes, the Ox,
name
absolutely.
Like Thunderfingers, is it any surprise John Entwistle's skills on the 4-string bass are so highly regarded?
Judgment on
British musician used his formal musical training to develop a hard-hitting style that made him a pioneer of playing the bass like a lead instrument. Though he knew when and how to unleash his power.
Gordon.
The Ox also knew when to hold back, which made him perfect for the Who's sound.
The cracks between the paving stones, like rivers of flowing veins.
Before we unveil our number one pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
That groove, He should have been on the list too, but then again, I guess they said more classic rock and all that sort of stuff. Come on, Billy. Billy should have definitely been in there. He's influenced quite a few people. I'm just saying. And no geezer. Okay. I like Slayer, but no. Does not belong on this list. Not even honorable mention.
Number 1. Geddy Lee, Rush. Topping our list is the singer.
All hail the Gedfather! All hail the Gedfather! There we go. There's one thing that's right there. But yeah, they didn't have Geezer in here at all. Geezer gets an honorable mention. He needed to be in the list. Come on. The first ever heavy metal bass player. But at least they didn't leave Geddy out. And they put Geddy for where rock bass should be. Pretty much where he should be at number 1. Yes. Yes. I noticed there was no Chris Squire as well, too. But, you know, hey, it is, after all, Watch Mojo, not a legit music channel. But they got that right. They're giving us some Geddy, baby.
Songwriter, bassist, and keyboardist of one of the most advanced and technically sound bands in the history of music.
Night by night away from here, change my life again.
While Rush has proven their precision, musicianship, and ambition multiple times, Geddy Lee is continually cited as one of the biggest influences on bassists everywhere. While his complex bass playing is already impressive, it's the fact that Lee sings, plays keyboards, and bass that gives him the edge.
And move pedals with his feet.
Do you agree with our list? Who's your favorite bassist? With new videos published daily, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
All right, so that was reacting to Top 10 Rock Bassists by Watch Mojo. Pretty much what I expected. The only real travesties here is Geezer Butler not being in there at all. So how do you have Geezer Butler, how do you have Cliff Burton in there and not have Geezer Butler? You see, there's it's like, you can't build the second story of the house before you build the first story of the house. Because, Cliff was definitely a big fan of Geezer, was definitely influenced by Geezer Butler. You don't think that Cliff Burton took a lot from that intro from NIB, from Sabbath, into what he ended up doing with Anesthesia? Totally. So I think that, that absolutely he should have been in there, as well as Billy Sheehan. Other than that, a lot of the main bass players that should be in there were in there. Having Getty at number 1 is about right. There should have been some Chris Squire in there as well, too. And not even an honorable mention for Chris Squire. That is pretty sad. But again, what do you expect when it's Watch Mojo? Not trying to throw any shade Watch Mojo's way, but you know, us guitar players and bass players are very particular about these kind of things. And sometimes when a channel does reviews for, you know, our thing, we tend to get a little, oh, wait a minute, you don't know about the nuances of that. But hey, that's why we are the musicians that we are. So once again, everybody, if you have not already, give Watch Mojo a sub and go to the original video. I've included a link to the original video in the description of my video. Click on that and give the original video a like. And on this video, my video, leave a comment on what you'd like to see me react to next. Thanks for checking out this video. If you like what you saw, please subscribe, click the notification bell, like, comment, and share. It doesn't cost a thing and would really help out the channel. Also, please subscribe to my other channel, GK Mac Music, for some live looping live streams with a side of jackassery, some original music, and some short content, also with a side of jackassery. If you'd like to help out the channel financially, you can buy some merch at the merch store, or you can become a channel member. As always, everyone, thanks so much for your continued support. Do what makes you happy.